Welcome everybody to another edition of some programming for you on Dane by Local Community, which we're really excited to continue today with a noon live chat. And what that means today is that we get to be joined by Brittany Peckham, the CEO and founder of an organization called SWAVE. Brittany, thanks for joining us today and telling us about SWAVE and what you're doing here right in Madison.
Thank you, Jason. So SWAVE has been a long journey, about 2 years, and I grew up with my mom owning her own business as well as my grandma owning her own business when it was almost unheard of that women were even in the workforce. So going into college, I knew I wanted to start my own business, and I have ideas for different businesses all the time, and I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to start, but I knew I wanted to start a business. And I came across a product at one point after college. I was working, and the product had to do with helping the community. And it was something that I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, people in the community are using it and it's helping. And so from that product, I started to do research and I talked to people within the community. I found out what their wants and their needs were. And that brought me to the product that I have today, which is a mobile coupon app. And this mobile coupon app is meant to be friendly for local businesses, and it's local specific. So local businesses can offer discounts through this app for free of charge, except for the coupon that's driving traffic to their website or to their door. And for consumers, it's a great way for them to learn about the great local spots that they have in their city, as well as eventually we'll be scaling this nationwide. So then they can go to other cities as well and see what local spots are there, and they can save when they go to these hip places in the cities that they're visiting as well. And so that's what I was working on prior to the national emergency. And because my mission is to help local businesses and the community as a whole, I didn't want to just sit back and not do anything. And I knew that I had a tool or a website that I could do something with. So I reached out to Colin and I said, I have a few ideas. I had just joined Dane by Local, so it was perfect timing. And he's like, okay, great. Let's hop on a phone call. And between the time that I had emailed him and we had a phone call, I had received or saw in my newsfeed an online directory in a city that my friend lives in, which was in Virginia somewhere. And I was like, this online directory, this is something I can do. So I hopped on a phone call and Colin's like, yeah, we'll definitely support you in this, and let's get it rolling. So I recrafted my website that was previously promoting the mobile coupon app that's being developed and all of that to an online directory. It shows who's offering curbside, who's offering delivery, carry out, all of that. And then I think a week went by, and also led by example, I think Colin saw something that came through called the Curbside Challenge, and it was something on the East Coast. It wasn't being done in Madison. And he sent me an email and we hopped on another phone call, and again, we were like, let's do it. So that is another page on the SWAVE coupons website. It's called the Dane County Curbside Challenge, and there's a list of both restaurants and retailers that are part of this page. If you order from them during the month of April, you take a picture, you post it on social media, and then you use the hashtag Dane County Curbside Challenge, tag the business to show your support. We'll put you in a raffle for a $25 gift card from that local business specifically. And so that's kind of where we're at. We have the online directory and we have the campaign going on to get people excited and something a little fun to get people into, I guess, the curbside of these businesses or having things delivered to their door.
Well, I'll tell you, Brittany, right now you fit right in with Dane by Local as a person of action. That's what most of the members are, and so many of these local business owners that I've gotten to know through being involved in the organization as a board member and as a volunteer. Your quick action to do these things. That's what this this group's all about. So we love that. Okay, so you jumped ahead of me a little bit there, but that's okay. That's all right. We're gonna dig into that stuff a little bit more. But SWAVE, okay. So here I told you briefly before, a little funny story was that especially since I've been involved with Name by Local, I've spent more and more time, really with that focus of thinking local first. How can I identify more local businesses, more local places to do my business with, things that I'm going to purchase, things I'm going to do anyway, not going outside of what I would normally buy necessarily, but who can I do business with locally that might be a neighbor, a friend, a community member, whatever, that's an alternative to buying something on Amazon or buying something at Walmart or wherever. And I've been pretty effective at that personally. I was getting my whole family to think more like that, including my kids, which is awesome. But one thing my wife said to me was, I really like to shop online. I need something that gives me all of these businesses in one place, a directory where I can find a bunch of them in one spot where I don't have to, then hop around to all their individual sites. And then she even thought about making the app for that until I found out about you. Someone's already done it. So tell us how, when you thought of this idea and you solved that, I know you talked about your friend in Virginia. Tell us a little bit more about why you wanted to do this.
Yeah. So honestly, the model has changed since my first model. And originally it was a little bit more nonprofit focused, and it still is, because there is an annual subscription amount that consumers pay when they download this app. They get one coupon for free, and then they have access to all of these dynamic coupons, because with a coupon book, you get the book and those are the coupons you get. But with this digital platform, it allows for local businesses to be sharing different coupons throughout the year based off of different promotions. They can also put limitations to the amount of coupons that can be used. And then it'll say like limited time offer, and that'll get some urgency for people to use those discounts specifically. And so I guess what came of it was I was talking to these nonprofits, I was talking to these local business owners, and just gauging what they needed and what they wanted. And I really wanted to create a solution that would be good for the entire community. So for consumers, the coupons are also filtered by geolocation, so you can see what's nearby. And when you go to the local business, you show your phone, and the waiter, waitress, whomever is taking the order will click redeem on the screen, and then the coupon is completely redeemed, and then they just put in the discount on the back end. And I found, because local businesses have so many different types of technologies amongst the different places, that it wouldn't really work to connect to one POS. So this way, it takes that out of doesn't make it complicated with that. You don't have to have a specific technology in order to be part of this program. Maybe eventually there'll be some type of barcode. And then another nice thing for the local businesses is they will get to see how many people redeemed their coupon versus how many people are on the app. So that's really valuable to see what's working and what's not. If something's not working, go in and try a different coupon and see if something else will drive traffic to the store. So to answer your question, it's really, I was just talking to a lot of different people, and it's funny how the world works. You find yourself in places and meeting people that just make sense once you're passionate about something. And so I was just meeting the right people and listening. And that's what allowed me to develop it's funny because I've gone through so many different wireframes of just like sketching out. I'm not an artist, but um, eventually through sketching, showing, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? I was able to put together a technology that will continue to be refined as time goes on. But that's, I think, a really important component of this is just listening to what my consumers, partners, clients need and making adjustments that way.
Well, listening is key to business, but also probably the biggest key to leadership. And I think that's one of the things you're doing right now is leading the way on this for us in Madison. And I think, like I said, from my wife's perspective, from a lot of people's perspective, so many people are getting more and more into online shopping. And now with the current health crisis, that's what we're all being even encouraged to do or have to do, even if it wasn't something we did a lot of before. So for local businesses who maybe aren't as robust and set up technology wise or with that type of ability to have something like SWAVE, what you're providing to promote them and to give their customers easy access, I think is invaluable. So bravo to you. I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you. I also would say, so I grew up in Madison. I grew up in Oregon, Wisconsin, and I've been eating out and shopping local my entire life, as well as the national stores. But what I find about these local spots is it really makes the city. And when you go into a local restaurant, brewery, coffee shop, boutique, even a bike shop, that type of thing, the experience that you get is something to be spoken about. Like the people that you interact with are people within your community, people that want to help you and want to add value to the landscape of the community. And so I think another really fun thing about this app is it's going to bring you to places that are just fun and you can enjoy with your friends and your family. And you can't put that into words. It's just awesome.
Now, unique experiences. And the other thing I often find is the customer service can't be beat when you go to a local place because, most of the time, a lot of times you're dealing with the owner, the founder, the staff, that's the small team of staff that is really feels a part of this organization. And it's just, big organizations where decisions aren't made right there. It's just harder to do that as an employee, to be that engaged. But you find that difference across the board with our local businesses. So I love that about it too. Okay, tell me about the name. How did you come up with the name SWAVE and what does that mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of an interesting thought process that I had with SWAVE. So at first I thought of wave, and at first it was like a wave in the ocean, and the thought was you give and you get, you give and you get. So like you, it's a little different depending on who I'm talking to, but you put in, you buy it and then you get something from it. So that was kind of the first thought, but then it was, okay, wave is really, it wasn't unique enough. So then I started playing with, okay, save, you save with this coupon app, and then it's also local. So wave could actually be waving to your neighbor. So the combination is you're saving and you're waving at your neighbor because it's local. I think another part of the giving was with the original wave was the nonprofit component of it. So there's just a lot of thoughts going through my head, but in the end, it was the save and wave combination.
Got it. And mentioning nonprofits, you mentioned to me they're a really cool feature and something that was important to you to set up with your organization and with the service and resource. So tell us a little bit about how people can support local nonprofits by utilizing your platform.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know a lot of us have heard of Amazon Smile, and so it's set up very similarly to that. But when you go to make your annual subscription purchase of $35, 10% of that goes to a local nonprofit that you choose from a list, and any nonprofit can be part of it as long as they're local. You can suggest to have nonprofits added to it as well. But when you select that, then that will tell me that you want SWAVE to donate that portion of your subscription to the nonprofit that you chose. And so that will go directly to the nonprofit quarterly or monthly, whatever we set up with the nonprofit.
Love it. That's amazing. That's great stuff.
Thanks.
And being connected to Dane by Local, I mean, there's a lot of nonprofit members. So that's a good resource. But of course, we have just hundreds of incredible nonprofits all around the area that people can support. Just to make that clear so people understand, if they use SWAVE, there's not exclusivity of donating to a Dane by Local nonprofit. It could be any nonprofit in the area, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make that point for people just so they know. Although we love our Dane by Local nonprofits, and if you don't know them, you can find them on Dane by Local. Why was it important for you to connect with Dane by Local for this? I mean, was that one of the resources you found initially when you got the idea, or what? How did that all happen?
Yeah. So as I went into development for the mobile coupon app, I knew that it was the right time to get involved with some different organizations. And I did have a list. I kind of looked into, okay, who would I be connecting with per organization? And I ended up choosing a few, and Dane by Local was one of them. One, because I knew that there were some really great resources and great companies that are members of Dane by Local, as well as I knew that I would have the support and that they were like the core of local in Madison. So why would I not join?
Good. Well,
Yeah.
we're glad to have you. That's for sure. One other thing, you talked to me about this before. You said this time has been challenging for you personally because you're a very extroverted person and you like being around people. So is there anything, I'll rephrase my question. Is there anything you're trying to do with SWAVE or thinking about doing that might be able to help people connect even more? Or do you see that already happening with your platform?
I definitely see it happening. I know that we're kind of in a time, and I'm not really sure if this is the reality, but we're in a time that people are scared. People don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty. So I would think that people might be like, okay, I don't want to spend during this time because I'm not sure what's going to happen. But I have actually seen a lot of coming together, supporting each other, positivity. I want to support my local businesses. I'm going to go out of my way to buy more often for ordering like takeout or delivery. And so I've been really impressed by that. And I think that SWAVE, as well as a lot of other organizations, are coming together to be influencers and try to encourage people to continue to buy local. And that's really, really important right now. And I don't know, when I come back from all of this, I want to continue to see my favorite local spots. And I think others feel the same way. So we're doing what we can.
So just give us a refresh on things again, because I know you mentioned it early on, but I want to get into it a little bit more about currently the resource and directory you have shows people what? It shows them things about, you mentioned curbside pickup, other things. Tell us a little bit more about what is currently on the SWAVE platform and website that people can easily find.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to swavecoupons.com, that's kind of the easy way in. It should be pretty easy to navigate to the different pages that we have available. And when you go to the support local page, it's swavecoupons.com/support local. You can see curbside delivery, online purchases, gift cards that you can continue to buy. That's a great way. Michelle from Promote Local had a really good idea yesterday when I talked to her about going on and making sure that we're leaving really nice reviews for our local businesses, just to give them that encouragement and show that we're still supporting them and love them. And then there's also a more resources section of this online directory with other resources, because I have identified quite a few other resources that have listings of what local businesses are offering right now, like Madison Magazine, and I think there was one for Verona businesses and other places in Dane County. And that's where we're focusing too, is all of these restaurants, retailers. There's not just food and beverage, there's also retailers on this site, are all in the Dane County area. And then there's another tab, and that's the Curbside Challenge. And that started the 1st of April. And just another little recap if someone has hopped on that wasn't on at the beginning. But if you take a picture of the food or the product that you order from one of the participating businesses and you post it on social media with the hashtag Dane County Curbside Challenge, then you'll be put in a raffle for a $25 gift card to that specific local business. So a fun way. We challenge you. It should be a good one.
Love that. I love that idea. Getting people engaged, keeping them connected, right? That's super important right now, I think, for all of us. Well, that's great. Just to clarify, so if I'm a local business owner, I didn't know about SWAVE before today. I think, wow, I would love to have my information on SWAVE's platform and website during this time, especially. How do I do that? Or is there a charge for that? What's happening?
No charge. It's completely free. And you can just there's a contact us page at swavecoupons.com. And if you fill out that form, it'll go directly to my inbox and I'll add you. Super simple.
Nice. Wow. Fantastic. Okay, Brittany, is there anything else that I missed? Do we forget anything that's really important right now that we need to tell people?
I think we covered it pretty well.
Good.
Just happy to help. And I'm glad that we could get on today and talk about how to support local during this time.
I love it. Thanks so much for what you're doing. Thanks for being a Dane by Local member. And I'm really excited to see how your platform grows. Now, I do know that there have been more and more businesses added almost daily to especially the current resource you have for businesses in Madison. Is that trend, before we go, is that trend continuing? Are you seeing even more growth right now?
I am seeing more come through. I think it was a lot of people that reached out originally. And then as the local businesses are finding out about it, they're reaching out. It's kind of fun to be like, oh, I got another one. And we are also going to try to add some local businesses that haven't reached out specifically, and then just letting them know, because it is free and it's just helpful. But yeah, we look forward to continuing to add to that page and update that page and make sure people know what's going on.
Excellent. Thanks so much for everything you're doing. Appreciate your time today. SWAVEcoupons.com, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, SWAVEcoupons.com. Check it out. Come back to the Dane by Local community channel Monday at noon for another live chat. I'm working through that, but I plan to next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon, have a live chat with people from different angles of what's happening in our community right now with this health crisis. We hope you can catch that. Brittany, thank you so much. That's Brittany from SWAVE. If you are interested in SWAVE, check in with her right away.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Jason.
Thanks, Brittany. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.